With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 19 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and show. The stream's online and straight away begins to whine, but always fine as long as Shaz benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran shoot of feeling so insecure. The money earned on yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil spending impulse is always had to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once kicked off across the board with charge to what because his code can't be ignored, just how much DSP makes us feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are slow machine. It's not in burping, leaning ban, it matters not if battery fun is shy or scant to see if hours making feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before lunching into a bike pretending they're from bills when truth is dead to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of call his cat and fatty life and all his strife while forgetting that it's unwell and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act, that is a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. He's nearly over it and awareness in sight with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not light. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jad here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for today, Tuesday the 30th of May 2023. I do hope you're all doing very well and hope you're enjoying your Tuesdays so far. And yeah, as you can see, Phil is awake, he's in his chat, and he's very excited because he's gonna get to fucking talk about reviews of Street Fighter 6 as well as Diablo 4. So that's going to be the main topic on Phil's podcast today. Fucking fun and exciting as always, I guess. But never mind that side of things. 10 years ago today, Phil made an infamous Ask the King episode where he directly addressed the controversy surrounding all the hatred towards him for one of the very first times openly. I'm going to have that to watch very soon because it is an incredible, it's not aged well, but it's not aged well whatsoever. 2013, back on the 30th of May, Phil had an Ask the King, and it's yeah, he discusses the hatred towards him at this time, and keep in mind this is 2013 hatred. This is before swatting, this is before copyright strikes, bankruptcy, all that crap. So yeah, this is like delusional side Phil, because he's still doing quite well on YouTube at this point in time. So yeah, it's quite an interesting video, to say the very least. Anyway, let's spin the wheel. Let's just take care of some of the housekeeping stuff. Let's spin the wheel and determine today's bingo card criteria. Phil mocking his own chat. There we fucking go. So need Phil to mock his own chat. Fantastic stuff. And read a number, guys. Read a number between 1 and 200. The very first number in chat I see between 1 and 200 will be the card I use for today's bingo shenanigans. 57 was the first number I saw from Lionel, so we're going to go with the 57th bingo card, which has Mock's chat in it. Which of course will be the 58th result. So thank you very much to Lionel for the number. If the card fails, we know who to fucking blame. I'm only kidding, of course. So we've got Phil's chair to creak, him saying comment, him being toxic, him saying nobody or no one, and him mocking his chat. Then you got Phil saying react, him giving a thumbs up to the camera, him saying million, you guys, and here's the thing. The third row is Phil saying time, absolutely. Him discussing Street Fighter 6 reviews, which is definitely going to happen, it's one of the big topics in today's podcast. Him scratching a stash, and him discussing his family in some capacity. The fourth row is Phil doing siege mode. What is siege mode? It's when he folds his arms, crosses his arms while he's talking to the camera. Then you got him smacking his lips, which he does every single time he takes a fucking drink of water. Him saying idiot, him discussing food in some capacity, and him saying literally. And the fifth and final row is Phil saying excited, help, him standing up, him saying honest, and him taking a drink. I think it's an extremely strong card indeed. War Dog Reader, you were the second number in my chat, and from my perspective, from what I see in my chat, you were the second person to post a number. Lionel beat you to the punch. I can send you a fucking screenshot of my chat if it really fucking reassures you, pal. But I'm telling you, that's the bill. I don't care what it's like. I don't care what it looks like at your end. I'm telling you what it looks like at my end, and at my end, Lionel beat you to the punch. I'm sorry, pal. That's just the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, I'm going to save the card right now. I actually think it's a very strong card. All joking aside about War Dog fucking freaking out, this is a very strong looking card. You know, so I've got a feeling we've got reasons to be optimistic to maybe get 2 full houses in a row. We might get back-to-back full houses. So, yeah, it's a strong looking card. I'm very happy with the chances for today's bingo to get another full house. So let me just save it very quickly. And then we can enjoy some retro classic DSP content. Is he still not live yet? What a piece of shit. So, I guess with all that done, the card's been saved and all that jazz, so I can close that and close that, and I can play this humdinger of a classic DSP clip. This has to be seen to be believed. If you've not seen this yet, this is how fucking delusional Phil was back in the fucking day. Check this shit out. This is 10 years ago to the day.
Ahem. So, this question is from Rage Racer 7. Rage Racer 7 asks, "Hey Phil, I just recently saw a YouTube video from a guy named Evil AJ 2010, where he pretty much made fun of you in almost every way possible, from you having a horrible attention span to you sucking at playing video games. Me being a fan of yours, seeing this video made me disgusted about how some people would make a 2.5-hour-long video just to make fun of one person. I want to ask, do you get surrounded by this kind of hate quite often? If you do, what do you do about it? Do you just ignore it, or do you do something about it?" And that's from Rage Racer 7 again. Make sure my throat is nice and clear for my answer. If you don't know what Rage Racer is talking about, there have been 2 people recently who took it upon themselves to go back into my archives of footage and to fully watch my Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 playthroughs from the HD remakes of those games last year. Actually, oops, I forgot to start my timer. There we go. And basically to make extremely long montage videos of the gameplay where they added their own personal like quirks and snippets and commentary, making fun of me. Okay? Now some people are like, "Oh, it should be an honor because these guys do it to all kinds of different YouTubers. It's an honor to be made fun of." Okay? Okay, fine. In that regard, if that's really how you want to take it, that's fine. But he's asking me, number one, do I actually come across this kind of hate all the time, and then how do you handle it? The first answer is, I just want people to look back at the history of myself on YouTube and now on Twitch. When I started out, I was a nobody. I had this stupid little camera. It wasn't even an HD camera. I would film, as a joke or as a hobby, I would film myself playing games sideways on my widescreen TV. The camera footage was awful. And I was just dicking around in games, making fun of the game bugs, drinking, swearing, just basically doing, generally silly stuff. That's kind of what it was. It wasn't anything that I took seriously. It wasn't anything that, I was really, dedicating time and effort to. It was just a hobby. Well, all of a sudden, I started becoming popular by complete chance. I don't know if it was because I was just one of the first people to do that. Instead of just doing direct capture with, "Oh, this is a high-level fucking gameplay," or whatever, I was doing it to have fun. And that's the difference between myself and a lot of other gamers. A lot of people, when they play games, they do it so that they say they have this challenge, and then finally when they dedicate the time and effort to complete this challenge, they get this sense of accomplishment. And it's that sense of accomplishment, that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow that you work so hard to get to, that people love. And there are very difficult games out there, like Dark Souls is one example, where if you beat that game without getting any help, or you grind it and you just learned everything for yourself, you will feel an overwhelming sense of accomplishment when you finally beat it. Okay? I'm not that kind of person. I've always been the kind of person outside of Street Fighter, which was the one game that I actually did want to play competitively, and I would feel accomplished when I beat people. But outside of that game, I never felt that with video games. In fact, especially for single-player video games. So, a game like Metal Gear Solid 2, a game like Demon's Souls, why would I feel so overwhelmingly accomplished? It's a single-player game. I didn't know there was a competition where every time that you play a video game, you're automatically entered into the who's the best at this game competition, and you have to be playing at an ultra-high level to enjoy the game. That's not me. That's never been me. So from the day that I started my footage on YouTube, it's never been about that, okay? But there are some people who don't fucking get it. And there are some people who think that because I don't play games at a high level, that I don't deserve attention, that I don't deserve views, I don't deserve to make money off of it. And there is this movement of people who are almost kind of like this upper echelon elitist people. Oh, well, Metal Gear Solid is a game that's a masterpiece, and for someone to play it and not excel at it, someone who didn't read the instruction manual and can't figure out how to do something in the game, that's not entertaining. So it's my job to publicly deride and try to bring down this person because this person has some internet popularity and they don't deserve it. And this has been something that's been ongoing since day one. Now my air conditioner is getting really loud and annoying. I'm about to go punch it in a second.
Phil's crappy stream has finally fucking gone live. I apologise for that horrible fucking noise that just fucking happened, but Phil's stream is now live, so we can now mute the goddamn thing and not have to listen to his crappy fucking music anymore. Let's fucking continue, shall we?
My air conditioner is getting really loud and annoying. I'm about to go punch it in a second if it keeps it up. Basically, there's a group of people who are just so infuriated that I could have ever made it doing stuff on YouTube because I'm not a tournament level player, because I'm not dedicating myself to learn how to play these games at high levels. No, I don't research games before I play them. I literally said at the beginning of the Metal Gear Solid 2 playthrough, I've never played this game before. This is one of the games that I skipped during the time period when this was popular. I have no idea how to play it. I'm probably going to suck at it. Like, I prefaced the playthrough saying that. So anyone who listened to that and then went ahead and watched the playthrough and got angry or incensed, oh, he sucks at the game, he's not playing the game right, how dare he insult Kojima, shame on you. You were the one who didn't listen. I warned you ahead of time. You could have said, well, this guy's going to suck at the game, I close the playthrough and I don't watch. But instead, they're these people who just, they like to torture themselves, I guess. I don't know what it is, okay? Now, in regards to, in the past, have I come up against this kind of hate? Absolutely, since day one. Remember, I used to have entire YouTube channels, DSP Cult Leader, what was it, The King of Weight HD, people who used to make these parody channels, and all they were dedicated to me and hating on me, saying that I was an evil person, I was trying to brainwash children into watching my content so that I could make money, I was trying to basically brainwash you, the viewer, and beg for donations. Well, look, take a look now. Years later...
Yeah, take a look fucking now. It's exactly the same goddamn fucking thing 10 years to the fucking day later.
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Logan K for the super chat. He says, back in the day, he said he could pick up a controller and play any game at a professional level, and now he says this. This has aged like milk. Pretty fucking... I mean, Phil's always been a fucking contradictory hypocrite. To try and fucking... He'll say anything to try and make... For the current situation, you know, he's going to try and fucking... just change the story to suit that narrative that particular fucking day. And now, in this fucking 10 years ago to the fucking day, he's like, I've never been a competitive gamer. I'm all about fucking just, you know, playing a game.
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Kel Denson for the super chat. It says, I'm going to have to report you to Scottish authorities for making us endure that awful film music. I'd love to see a DSP Pig Roach cartoon. I mean, there's very talented animators and artists out there, Darkside of Phil and Pigs Animations to name two right off the top of my head, who are very talented with the kind of artwork they do and trying to manipulate Phil's, you know, image into some sort of kind of cartoony style, you know. So this, who knows? I mean, there's always ideas in the works with some of these creative detractors out there. So you might get what you desire sooner rather than you think. Who knows? But yeah, this fucking rationale that Phil had. This is 10 years ago. Remember, 2013 DSP. He is doing quite well on YouTube at this point in fucking time. He's making good money from Machinima still on that views-based contract. So he is enjoying life, essentially. Things are going fantastic for him. I mean, obviously, they're not as good as like the previous year, but they're still going quite well for him. So he thinks in his head, oh, people are just fucking jealous of me. People are just fucking envious because I made it and all that shit. And he thinks that people are fucking hating him because they're all jealous of him. This was basically what Phil was like back in the fucking day, where he thought his success fucking invited all his hatred and animosity, when in fact it was his fucking toxic ass personality the whole time.
I was trying to brainwash children into watching my content so that I could make money. I was trying to basically brainwash you, the viewer, and beg for donations. Well, look, take a look now. Years later, I'm actually doing, well financially, making decent money off of doing this YouTube and Twitch thing. And I've actually stopped taking donations. As of the beginning of last year, I said I will no longer take any donations.
That didn't last long. That fucking didn't last long whatsoever fucking ever. Within like fucking half a year or something, you're straight back to fucking begging hand on fucking foot, saying please give me money, guys.
Not send me money because I want to earn my living. So no, I'm not trying to brainwash and.
Can I hear that again, Phil? Can I hear that again? I want to hear your logic, Phil. You're not going to accept donations because why? You want to earn your living. Please say it one more time, Phil.
Viewer and beg for donations. Well, look, take a look now. Years later, I'm actually doing, well financially, making decent money off of doing this YouTube and Twitch thing. And I've actually stopped taking donations. As of the beginning of last year, I said I will no longer take any donations. Do not send me money because I want to earn my living. So no, I'm not trying to brainwash and have this become some.
Well, there you go. Because Phil is asking for donations every single day, he is no longer earning his living, and he has not been earning his living since 2014, 2015 or whatever, when he fucking asked for money again from his fans to fucking make ends meet. In Phil's mind, at this point in time, he thought asking for donations was not earning a living. He thought earning a living was essentially just fucking making his fucking videos get him the money he needs through machinima, through YouTube. So his own words right there from 10 years ago, him asking for donations is him not earning a fucking living.
Fucking scheme where it's a money-making venture and that's all I care about, okay? And believe me, there are other people who I get compared to all the time, like Tobuscus, like PewDiePie, who are making probably 100 times more than what I make in a year, yet they don't get that kind of derision, alright? Which is kind of ridiculous. Like, they're not in it for the money. Yeah, right, okay? So that's the bottom line. I've always had this negative association. Oh, how could Phil succeed? How, even when I was in the Street Fighter community, people didn't like me. How could that asshole succeed? Look at him. He's not the guy who goes to every tournament and practices for hundreds of hours. Why does he actually get to win at Street Fighter? So here it is again. He doesn't do the same thing as everyone else. He's not this top-level elitist gamer. Why does he get to be successful on YouTube? And this is this mentality, okay? Now, when it comes to this particular video...
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Raquel Denson, for the super chat. It says Review Tech USA is going to be selling 8-bit Phil O-faces. I think it's legal to parody Phil. It's not like he has capital to sue anyone for it. I mean, as long as it's not... I don't understand the legalities of the situation. Like, what's it going to be called? What's it going to be named? You can't just call it DSP Gaming Base, because that would potentially invite problems. But if you just sell it as the O-Face or something, you might be okay. Because there's a Phil's license that or anything, or trademark that crap, so who knows, who knows?
Now, when it comes to this particular video, and it comes to this particular person, I know nothing whatsoever about them. It's like I said, I don't watch other people's videos on YouTube. I'm too busy with my own stuff, and I find that if I got wrapped up in stupid drama wars with everyone else, it would be for the worst. I'd rather just focus on my own stuff. That's the bottom line, okay? So, when it comes to this video, I was aware of it, but I didn't know what it was. At first, I mean, basically it's theft, because this guy blatantly downloaded my videos without my consent, made a montage of gameplay, which is illegal. You can't just download someone's video from YouTube and make your own montage without their permission. And then he was making fun of me during it. And it wasn't like, okay, let's jab a poke here and there at Phil. It was malicious. The video was malicious. It's basically this guy really just saying that I'm a piece of shit, I'm worthless, I don't deserve to be a gamer, I shouldn't be making any money or get any views on YouTube or Twitch. It's a really malicious video. You can tell there's negative intent there. It's not something that's meant to be funny. And...
Phil, it is meant to... Phil, it's extremely entertaining and it has been entertaining. Evil Age's fucking compilations for all your Metal Gear Solid fucking playthroughs have been incredibly entertaining. The numbers do not fucking lie. The metrics do not fucking lie. They've had millions of fucking views because they were enjoyed by so many people compared to your garbage ass, raw, boring, lengthy, fucking unedited playthroughs that no one fucking has the fucking, the fucking time or patience to endure. It is easier to fucking watch This Is How You Don't Play Metal Gear Solid compared to watching the fucking raw, unedited, boring ass fucking 100-hour fucking playthrough on your fucking shitey channel, Phil. That's the simple truth of the fucking matter.
The fact that this guy made a 2.5-hour montage shows that, number one, he obviously didn't enjoy the playthrough, so why he watched the entire Metal Gear Solid 2 playthrough, I have no idea. But then he took the time to actively download these videos illegally and make a montage, okay? A 2.5-hour montage, okay? Who in their right mind would ever do that? And I'm being serious here. Like, if you're mentally stable, who would force themselves to watch an 8+ hour playthrough of something you don't like, then download all the videos to make a 2.5-hour hate montage? Who would do that? I mean, sure, there are people who do parodies and people... Look at the Nostalgia Critic. Made his living off of taking pop culture from the 80s and 90s and doing these videos where he makes fun of it, okay? And that's different. It's a 10-15 minute snippet versus 2.5 fucking hours. Like, you have to be mentally ill. And I'm being serious. This person, if you're watching this, you need help. You need to go check yourself in. Seriously, like, you need to have the white coats come get you because you have something wrong with you. A normal person would not fucking do that. You are mentally unstable and mentally ill, okay? And that's the bottom line. Now...
there's a very infamous fucking DSP quote right there. Get the fucking white coats to fucking take you away and all that shit. So, Evil AJ has been living rent-free in Phil's head for well over a decade now. Well over a decade. And this sort of animosity that Phil had towards Evil AJ was just incredible to see.
I want you to think about this. Why would someone make a video like that? Completely malicious intent. Why would someone... I don't like this person. I don't like the content that they put out, but I'm going to force myself to watch an 8-hour playthrough. I'm going to make a 2.5-hour montage. What could be the two reasons? There are two underlying reasons why he would have made this video. Number one, he's just insanely jealous of me. He's insanely jealous that...
Yep. Phil really fucking said that as his number one reason. Evil AJ, apparently, is insanely jealous of DSP.
Number one, he's just insanely jealous of me. He's insanely jealous that here on YouTube and Twitch, I'm now successful. I'm making a living doing it. He's insanely jealous because maybe he's trying to do it and he can't. And so I got to make fun of the guy and I got to hate on the guy who's made it because I haven't. And I can understand that. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that's a possibility. I don't know anything about this guy. So these are hypothetical situations, okay? The other is that the guy is one of these gamers, like I mentioned, who play the games to feel accomplishment. And so for him, maybe Metal Gear is one of his biggest, famous, most beloved series. And he really feels that Kojima is a guy who's made masterpieces and his directing of the game was amazing and that this game is like one of the best games ever made. And maybe he literally got insulted to see me play the game as poorly as I did. Again, if that's your mentality, number one, I'm not a person who plays a game for accomplishment. I play a game just to have silly fun. I feel that that's kind of what you should do. You should relax and have fun with the game. So that's not what I was playing the game to do, to do a master level run and feel accomplishment. In fact, I even say at the beginning of the playthrough, I'm suck at this game. I'm not going to do well at it. I mean, I prefaced the playthrough with that. So for him, if this is who he is, to be so... I gotta go stop this stupid air conditioner from making so much noise. Hold on.
What a fucking professional production this King of Hate was, eh? Ask the king.
Shut up.
Punch the shit out of it, Phil. What a fucking professional.
Air conditioner in my living room can be noisy and I have to punch it and then it stops. Okay. So, if he is one of these people who gets his feeling of accomplishment, and he was really, like, insulted or angered that I was playing the game at a poor level, but my playthrough was actually getting views, again, he needs to check himself into a mental institution because there's so many more important things in the world than focusing on someone who's playing games on YouTube and making a 2.5-hour hate-filled montage to make fun of them. Like, that's just sick. It really is disturbing, and I'm actually afraid of this guy, that he's like a nut job, and that if I continue to play games on YouTube, he's going to show up here one night and try to murder me. I mean, seriously, he's fucking ridiculous. And people, it's funny, because since that video came out, I've gotten hundreds, I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of hate-filled tweets and messages on YouTube. You're a horrible gamer. You should never play a game again. You should die, because Metal Gear is like the best game ever, and you suck at it. And I'm like, really? There's this many people who are of this mindset? Do you not understand that games are for entertainment, not for fucking feeling like you accomplished some great thing? If I'm going to really dedicate my time and effort into something, it's going to be something real world, you know what I mean? I'm going to go build a business, which is what I've pretty much done here on YouTube and now on Twitch. I'm going to say, okay, I climbed this mountain and I put out entertaining content and it became popular and I'm making it now. That's what I'm going to feel accomplished about. Not because I played one particular fucking video game for hours on end to become a master level player and I put up a master level playthrough on YouTube or Twitch. That's ridiculous. That is insanity. Now, the only thing that I can say in this guy's defense is that maybe he was so mad because a lot of the times during the playthrough, I remember particularly I said, damn it, Kojima, couldn't you have made this easier? Couldn't you have explained how to do this? Couldn't you have done that? And I did blame the game developer. That is something that I frequently do in my playthroughs, and sometimes it's legitimate rage if it is a big problem, if it's something that I feel they could have really done better in the game, but sometimes it's just for comedic effect. No, I don't hate Hideo Kojima. Do I think that his games are overblown? Do I think that he is kind of held on a pedestal a little bit too much, and I feel that he's kind of almost overhyped? Yes, I do. I think that his games are good. I think that he would be a better screenwriter or a writer of a book than a game. Metal Gear Solid 4 was a convoluted mess where it should have just been a movie. The gameplay didn't even need to be in the damn game. But that's my personal opinion. For someone to get so incensed over a playthrough, he insulted Kojima? That's it. I have to watch this whole thing and make a 2.5-hour hate-filled montage.
Apparently, DSP's live right now. Oh, okay. Well, this means we can fucking rewind and have some speed up juice, okay? We have some speed up juice, okay? So, okay. We have speed up juice ready. I'm going to watch a wee bit more of this and we can build up some more speed up juice. Thanks for letting me know that Phil was actually live now, but we'll just pause that and just watch the last wee bit of this very hateful segment from Phil.
What the fuck is your problem? Like, really? And I hate to say, to be cliche here, get a life. If this is what you're focusing your life on, you need to get a life. If your entire focus of your life is to watch people and then make fun of them, you need to get a life. You need to find something of your own to be proud of rather than trying to deride others. Now, it's fun every once in a while to deride someone. Like I said, Nostalgia Critic, he puts out 15-minute videos that are funny. That's okay. 2.5 hours, you're fucked in the head, okay? And that's all I have to say on the subject. I'm sure I'm going to come up against massive hate. I'm sure there's going to be massive haters. There always have been in the past. There always will be in the future.
Oh, Phil, boy, you have no idea. This is also 10 years. This is 10 years ago today. Phil had his fucking video made. This Ask the King. He had no idea of what a fucking next 10 years would fucking provide in his miserable little fucking life. But I just thought it was interesting that 10 years ago to this day, you had this infamous fucking Ask the King, where he fucking addressed Evil AJ and he's fucking like, I'll get the white coats, you know, I'm worried he's gonna fucking come after me and all that shit, you know, he's that sort of fucking delusional fucking ranting and raving from Phil, thinking that Evil AJ was fucking jealous of him. Like, oh, I'm just so fucking massively successful on YouTube and Twitch, so obviously these people are fucking insanely jealous of me. Get the fuck out of here, you've been on level 1 for a fucking 15 years now. A third of your entire life has been fucking stuck on level 1 on YouTube. Anyway, we're going to start the bingo now, but before I begin the show, let me go through a couple of the kind of ways you can get some free spaces. So the bingo card you see in front of you, we have a variety of ways we can get some free spaces for a card. For example, if Phil snorts 25 times before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that's a free space. If Phil burps 10 times before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that too will be a free space. If Phil gets 100 likes and he blows bubbles for his dumbass audience before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that too is a free space. And if we, on this very stream right here, get 100 likes before we finish playing Bingo, that too will be a free space. And not only is it a free space, 100 likes on the stream will earn you guys the special little animation that Pixar Animation so very kindly made for us for getting 100 likes. So there you go. 25 out of 25 on the card means one of you guys can potentially win a prize. And yeah, to make sure you're eligible for that, make sure you fucking leave a comment on the community post, which is in the description of his live stream. So there you go. Aside from all that, please tag me in chat in case I miss anything on the card. I don't try and miss things on the card. I just do sometimes because I am a dumb bastard. Nothing I can do, dude. Bugged bingo mechanics and all that jazz. With all of that being said, let's fucking begin bingo. We have some speed up just to use if and when we fucking need it. But we'll just start off on normal for now.
What is up, everyone? Today we've got a huge show because the early advanced reviews for both Street Fighter 6 and Diablo 4 have dropped.
That is a fucking thing already. We can tick off Center Square. We can tick off Center Square straight away. Street Fighter 6 fucking reviews. Easiest Center Square in the world.
Huge show because the early advanced reviews for both Street Fighter 6 and Diablo 4 have dropped, and we're going to be talking all about them. That, a cat, and more on today's Level 1 podcast.
So, I can also tick off family because, you know, Phil talked about Jasper. So there we go. Fantastic stuff indeed. And Phil's going to play a short intro, of course, because, you know, just because he fucking can. He had to be so little fucking random intro. So there you go. But don't worry, I've got it muted. I'll unmute it, of course, when the fucking intro ends and the shitey fucking music ends. So fingers crossed, guys, for our full house today. Here we fucking go. Fuck you, DSP.
Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday, May 30th, 2023. One day left in the month. However, this is my final streaming day of May because I will be off tomorrow. And it just so happens that today is a really, really great day to be here on the podcast because, ladies and gentlemen, news happened. And it wasn't on my day off. Something weird is going on. I think the planet rotated a little bit too slowly because usually it's my day off when all the big gaming news happens. And in this case, stuff actually happened we could talk about on the show. Okay? And the good news is it's really momentous. It's stuff we've been waiting for. We've been waiting to hear these early reviews for both Street Fighter 6 and Diablo 4 for a while. We wanted to hear about what are the games all about? How much content is in them? What about the different modes? And now we have answers to all of those questions this morning, which we're going to talk about in depth on this podcast. In fact, I get the feeling that today there will be a lot of people making definitive decisions on what games they'll actually be buying in the near future because of these early reviews. So, I'm excited. We're going to talk about...
Did Phil fucking snort there? Hold on, sorry. You know something when you're trying to hear Phil doing something, but, you know, like, I had to cough at the same time Phil doing something, so I missed it.
Early reviews. So, I'm excited.
I'm counting that as a fucking snort. A silent fucking snort, but it's a fucking snort all the same. So yeah, as I said, guys, please make sure, you know, listen out for things in the card. If I miss anything in the card, please let me know.
We're going to talk about both in depth here on the show, plus the usual, as we talk about scheduling and the like. I actually have a big update for all of you in regards to Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I'd actually like to give you kind of my final thoughts on the game, because it is official. We did actually beat the game last night, which I didn't expect. In fact, a lot of people didn't expect it. It's a little weird. Every time I play a game, people cannot judge how long the playthrough will be. This was no exception.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you fucking cunt. You're fucking always fine about in these fucking games. You're always like, I'm going to explore this fucking corner. I'm going to explore that fucking corner. I'm going to explore every fucking nook and cranny. And you fucking complain about the game taking fucking forever to fucking complete compared to what people are fucking telling you about the fucking game. And then you fucking skip all the side content because you're fucking behind on your fucking expected time to complete the fucking game because you're busy fanning around at the start of the fucking game. Doing stupid fucking nonsensical stuff, exploring all this fucking every single nook and cranny and all that crap. You've only got yourself to fucking blame. The average gamer would take a certain amount of fucking time, but you're not the average fucking gamer, Phil. You're all got to fucking randomly fucking explore and stall and kill fucking time, and all of a sudden you're fucking behind on the expected fucking time to finish your fucking game, and then all of a sudden you're in a fucking rush to finish your fucking game.
where people thought it would be a much longer playthrough and I would actually need extra streams, and we didn't. So we're going to talk about that on the show today. Also, we are on the precipice of a new month, which means new decorations. The next time you see me on this show, we will have a whole new backdrop for Street Fighter Month, also known as June 2023. In addition to that, folks, we jumped the gun a little bit. We have new animations on the stream. Today, if you tip $10 or $20, there are 2 brand new animations.
Is he going to fucking show them? Now, keep in mind, Phil is perfectly capable of showing everyone what his animations are like right fucking now. But will he? Or, because he has to manually fucking enable them anyway. Or is he going to fucking hold out for people to actually fucking give him that sort of money before he fucking shows off? I think he's going to hold out because he's a greedy little fucking pig.
That will play here on the stream. And these will be new in the rotation. These are not just seasonal. I'll probably keep these for a bit. And I hope that you guys will consider, contributing to the streams. And seeing how that goes. I think you're going to like them. But I kind of don't want to spoil them. Okay?
Called it. I fucking called it. I fucking told you guys.
Anyway. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Oh yeah, there's also going to be new podcast borders coming up later this week that are Street Fighter related. So excellent new stuff. New animations, new podcast borders, new decorations, all on deck and on the way. Although the new animations are now in effect today. If you wanted to contribute a $10 or $20 tip, you'll see them. Okay, where to begin?
It's such a fucking scummy fucking thing to fucking do. Honest to fuck. He has to fucking manually play the goddamn animations anyway. He could very easily show everyone what to fucking look forward to. He is just fucking hoping for an easy fucking 30 fucking bucks right away, right at the fucking podcast. What a greedy piece of fucking shit. I know we shouldn't be fucking surprised by now at the fucking levels of fucking greed and desperation that fucking DSP emits on a daily fucking basis, but all the goddamn same. What the fuck, man? It's just so funny, fucking going from 10 years ago. 10 years ago, this fucking version of fucking DSP. Fucking saying that people are fucking jealous of me because I'm so fucking successful. People are fucking envious of me because I'm fucking making a living on YouTube and I'm not fucking having to ask for donations. 10 years to the fucking day, he was bragging about fucking how successful and what an amazing business he's fucking operating and he doesn't need handouts from fucking people. And today he's fucking saying to people, if you want to see the brand new animations, please tip me $10 and $20 to fucking see it. What a scummy piece of shit. Also, this fucking freeze frame. I think I've got to. This freeze frame. What the crap. Drunk side Phil in full effect. Bear with me. Let's just see how it goes. Bear with me. And let's see how it looks. Yep, Phil's head looks oddly shaped. I don't mind it whatsoever. It fits the fucking lore. Look at Phil with the oddly shaped head. Anyway, I'm gonna go 1.25 speed. Let's crack on with a fucking bingo.
I guess we'll begin at stuff that happened yesterday. Alright? So yesterday, first of all, I went into my closet and I pulled out a bunch of stuff that I realized I could probably use for decorations for the new backdrop for the month of June. And I actually found a good variety of stuff that is Street Fighter related that I will have out here for the month, which will be pretty exciting. So that's cool, and that's coming up again on Thursday when I return from my break. It's going to be a variety of stuff. Previous months, as you can see, I've just had big pieces of art. I will have that, but at the same time, I'm going to have something a little different for the month of June, and a lot of Street Fighter related odds and ends. All right, so that should be pretty neat. Now, last night, we did a late night stream of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Admittedly, this game, all the hype for it has died because the game performed so poorly on most formats. PC and Xbox particularly, it ran pretty poorly, tons of crashes, issues with the frame rate and consistency. I heard that the PS5 version was much better. But most people, sadly, just didn't care about the game after hearing how bad it was at launch about a month ago. But I persevered and persisted and kept playing it and toughed through it. And I sadly have to say, it's good. And why is that sad? Because the game got such a negative rep because it performed so poorly graphically. It's sad that a game that has great gameplay elements, a really interesting story, great exploration, cool optional side quests, and challenge bosses, sadly is a game that most people don't really remember or even talk about after the first week because it ran so poorly. That's sad.
it actually is a good game. So, just so you guys know, last night, we had a late night stream, and I actually went late. Usually my late night streams are around 2 hours long. This one went just around under 3 hours long, okay? We got to the next to last level, which was a Empire star base, basically. We took it on. We you know, fought all these tough combat challenges in it. You know, had a big showdown at the end. There was an epic boss fight. I won't spoil it, but there's an epic boss fight there. That
It was fucking Darth Vader. Fucking spoilers.
sadly I feel was not very well executed. I thought it was kind of not well done because it kept making you replay giant segments of it, which was pretty dumb. But then we got to the final area. The final area was exciting. A big epic final boss fight, and the ending of the story was quite good. You know, and it was weird because a lot of people were like, there's no way you're beating this tonight. Aren't you aware you have 2 to 3 more segments to go? But then I easily beat it. And I'm like, I guess what it is a lot of people had issue with the end of the game because the end of the game, the final star base that you're fighting all these Empire troops is quite challenging. There's a ton of enemies. But I had some really good abilities. I had the ability to do a great lift where you can lift a bunch of enemies at once. I had the ability to do the ultra push. So all I was doing essentially was going to the edges, lift everyone up, and pushing them off the edges. And that was it. I was group killing guys that I guess you should have had otherwise to fight individually, which would have been a pain. But I didn't have to do that. I
Basically, you fucking cheesed it. Wow. Feel proud, Phil.
was utilizing my abilities well at the end of the game, and I felt very powerful because of that. And apparently a lot of people also had issues with the final boss, but I beat him one shot. So, I don't know. It's kind of like, it's opposite for me, right? Whatever affects everyone out there, I get the opposite effect. If there's something that everyone claims is super easy, it's hard for me and it takes me forever to beat it.
But Phil, you fucking read game guides, or you fucking dork? You fucking got outed at fucking reading game guides for fucking Star Wars to fucking try and figure out how to fucking do certain fucking things. So yeah, no wonder you fucking knew how to fucking play the game and fucking make it easier for yourself. One, you're fucking miles behind everyone else, and pretty much everyone else fucking came up with strategies which you fucking leached off and cheesed with. Fucking, you think, oh, the interest for the game dies fucking down. No, everyone finished their fucking game already. Fucking weeks ago. Your fucking ass is slow to fucking catch up because you're a variety of fucking gameplay fucking streamer.
There's something that's like really tough, then I one-shot it, right? That's the course of action for me. I don't know why. I'm always the opposite of everybody else. I still remember to this day, the final, the first Dark Souls 3 DLC, the one where you go down to the Ringed City, and it has that dragon at the end, and everyone said that was like the hardest boss at that point in Dark Souls history. And I like beat it in a few tries, no problem, wasn't a big deal. And everyone was like, how did he do it so fast? Like, I don't know. Anyway, so, it was a great ending to the game, I feel. And my overall thoughts on Jedi Survivor are thus, okay? It's better than the first game. It literally is, it has distinct improvements over Fallen Order. The combat, the stance changing, even the open world exploration and optional content aspects of it are better in my opinion. The cool optional challenge boss fights, like, it's all well done. Really it is. There's a few, things in that regard to criticize, but not that many. I really do feel like distinctly it's a better game than the first game. The combat in particular dramatically improved with force power implementation and the stance changing with the sabers. It's really fun. The story is good. The story kept me intrigued the entire game, especially some of those last few twists in the last few hours of the game. I was like, wow, what the heck? If anything, the one complaint, outside of the performance, which we'll talk about, is that the pacing at the beginning of the game is bad. When you start the game, you get an intro segment that's like 2 hours long, and that's okay. But then you go to an open world of Kobo, but you can't really do everything there, and a lot of the stuff there is way too tough. Come to find out, oh, Kobos were supposed to come back over and over the course of the game when you get more abilities and you get more leveling. It's like, that's great, but then why throw you into that right away at the beginning? Why not give you an introductory world where it's kind of like story-based, and then say, okay, now you're in the open world, and this is where you come out. It's like they did it too early. And by doing it too early, you feel like the game is too daunting and maybe too challenging. But then when you realize what's going on and you come back later, you actually like it. So I did think that was kind of silly the way that they did that. But outside of that, I love the game, all right? However, the performance kills this game. A month. The game was released now for a month, okay? And every time I played it, we had graphical problems. The frame rate would tank right in the middle of combat, making it very tough to keep track of what was going on. Half the time you lose track of what's going on the screen. We're like 60 frames, 10 frames, 30 frames, 45 frames, 22 frames, 50 frames. Like, I can't tell. It's like scattered all over the place, man. And in addition to that, the game bugs, the crashes. Oh, horrendous crashes at the worst times. Play through a 15-20 minute segment of a dungeon. Oops, game just crashes. Reload. Oh, you're at the beginning of the dungeon. Start over. What the hell is that? A modern game that doesn't have checkpoints, so you get screwed over because the game isn't stable. And then there's just little things here or there. For example, there's just these weird physics graphical bugs that have persisted throughout the whole game. Clothing fluttering in breeze, even though you're in a ship and there's no breeze. Last night we were making a joke that Cal, the main character's name is Cal, that his Jedi robes kept flapping on his ass. Like, what does he have, Jedi gas? He's like, constantly, maybe that's what the Force is. It's just a bunch of gas pushing powers, like in fucking South Park: The Stick of Truth or something. I don't know. It was absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, overall, I'm happy I played it. Good game. Definitely going to be on my most disappointing games of the year list. Why? Because if this game did not have...
Because you're a fucking cunt, that's why. We have our first bingo of the game because Phil said absolutely to fucking confirm the middle row all being ticked off. So, one down, in fact, you know, not just one down, but yeah. We have got one fucking completed row, hopefully many more to fucking follow. Hopefully, this is the start of many MLG horns getting blasted off as we fucking head for a full house.
Good game. Definitely going to be on my most disappointing games of the year list. Why? Because if this game did not have all of those graphical problems, this would be a shoo-in for my favorite games of the year. But the graphical problems kill the game, killed its momentum, killed its hype. No one is talking about a game that actually is great.
Because you fucking finished playing the fucking game several fucking weeks ago, you fucking slow bastard. Everyone else fucking finished and moved the fuck on. Only you're fucking playing it because you fucking take so goddamn long to fucking get through games these fucking days.
Because it released so unpolished. It's sad and pathetic that this game dev released it like this, that the management at that studio and that publisher, EA of course, decided to just push the game out the way they did, unfinished. It's pathetic. Why would you ruin your project that actually is a good project? Right? It's stupid. It's like, imagine if they released the Lord of the Rings trilogy of movies, and it's the same except everywhere they walk it makes fart noises when they're on, like... Why is that in the movie? I don't know.
Why are you so fucking obsessed with scat humour, Phil? For somebody that claims to be a fucking mature adult and doesn't want to fucking have childish fucking jokes on their fucking platform, every single stream, seemingly without fucking fail, you're fucking throwing in very heavy scat humour in there. You are obsessed with fecal matter. Why? Steve of the Dead, please explain why Phil's obsessed with scat.
Is it still good? I guess... Oh! Like, you know? What the hell? Why ruin it? Why not just take the fart noises out? It'll take a little bit of extra editing time, but take the fart noises out, it'll be better. And that's kind of the problem with this game, is that it has these weird little things that drag it down, and people didn't like it because of it. That's right, SpongeBob steps. Yes, the SpongeBob sound effects. Like, come on.
Steve of the Dead answered it's because you cannot lose your YouTube channel over shit. Well, Phil can't anyway, that's what I'm sure. But yeah. Phil sticks to the fucking one thing which he knows is going to be safe on YouTube. Scat humour.
Anyway, I'm glad it's done, because this was a lingering playthrough I was nervous would not be finished in time for the big release this coming Friday with Street Fighter 6, and now it is. That's superb, and now we can focus for the next 2 days on getting further into the other releases that I'm playing before we hit the other games. Alright, so, cool. Alright, so thanks to anyone who checked that out. If you didn't, those videos are live on demand on the channel. You can watch the end of the playthrough. I hope you'll give me your feedback on that. I'll be honest, I didn't check the video comments overnight, so I didn't approve any of them. I'll probably do that later today. I'm sure some people had stuff to say about the end of the game, and I'm looking forward to your comments, okay? Cool. Alright, now, today, Wednesday, things are different now. Excuse me, Tuesday. Now I'm even losing track of the days. Today is Tuesday, the 30th of May. Things are different because we beat Jedi Survivor. Now we can focus on other stuff, which I'm happy about, because yesterday was kind of a cliffhanger ending in Zelda. After 3 hours of exploration, we were arriving at the major story points in the game. In fact, there's 2 of them right next to each other. And I was like, oh, we could start them, and then we ran out of time. I was like, oh my god. So now today, because we're playing Zelda again, that means now we can focus and actually do one of the story dungeons today, which I'm very happy we're doing, okay? So, I'm excited for this. So what is it? What are we doing today? Let's talk. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We just arrived kind of at the between point of 2 story dungeons. There's 2 towers there as well, so we'll probably do the tower.
I'm sorry, I got very distracted at Phil just stroking his snort sacks there. You guys catch that as well? Look at Phil just randomly stroking the snort sacks here.
We just arrived kind of at the between point of 2 story dungeons.
You see it? I'm just like, why? Why synchronize that shit? Hold on. Let's slow, yeah, we're getting a slow-mo here. Stevie did right my mind, slow-mo replay. We're getting slow motion in here.
Stop. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We just arrived kind of...
Wait for it, you know, so he did one briefly, right? And I thought, wait a second, one's not going to be enough.
At the between point.
There we go, wait for it. I'm going to go even slower here. We're going to go frame by frame on a Sam bitch. 0.25 speed.
Of 2 story.
There we go. So, which frame is thumbnail best? That being said, do we go with a start? Or do we drag it down more? That was an interesting face right fucking here. That one has potential. We can come back to that maybe. What about when we get to the end? He gets a bit better towards the end. Look, he looks like a fucking different person almost. What the hell? And then he kind of gets ruined a bit, you know, because he loses it. Like there. So what do I think? Right before he fucking loses the eyes, where he maintains the big eyes. Is this our winner here? Is this our winning entry? John Smith says it kind of looks like Derek. Holy fuck. Alright, well, let's go full screen. Jesus Christ, man. Holy crap. Right, let's get a nice big full screen of us and let's see how it looks. Let's see how this is going to look. Ah, come on. Hold on. We can salvage us. Rather than getting all that, let's just focus on the head. Okay, so hold on. Let's try this instead. Why is it obsessed with including this fucking painting? For fuck's sake. Some people think the first one's still better. Drunk Side Phil. It's actually quite a solid one. I don't know. We'll crack on, mate. Let's just focus on the head. King Jad to Queen Jad. Yeah, I'm not brave enough to ask that.
Oh, jeez.
I really probably should have it back to 1.25 speed. Right, 1.25 speed. But one more time, just for the hell of it.
What is it? What are we doing today? Let's talk. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We just arrived kind of at the between point of two-story dungeons. There's 2 towers there as well, so we'll probably do the towers, unlock the map, and then just decide which one we want to do for the story. I'm not sure which one we'll do, but we'll probably do at least one today. The dungeons seem to take around 1...
Money, yeah, money, oh, money, yeah, money.
Thank you very much, Luna Guardian, for the super chat. It says a lean and manual refill of a snort sax. It could well have been. It could actually have fucking been that, yeah. Of course, Lunar Guardian was our very most recent bingo winner. In case people are not aware, give me a second here and I'll show you guys. Okay, hold on. So hold on. So, a wee update. Lunar Guardian asked me to donate the bingo winnings to Jasper's Angels. So even though he won the other night, he asked me to donate it to Jasper's Angels, which is what I did. So the Derek II didn't come back to me. So $25 went to Jasper's Angels because of that. And because of Lunar Guardian as well, Lunar Guardian said Jasper's Angels. So it went to Jasper's Angels. So there we go. The grand total raise so far for Jasper's Angels is almost 15,000. It's crazy. They're at $14,742. So it's a good cause, obviously. You know, I mean, if you don't know about Jasper's Angels, I'm going to I'll put a link to the this is something that Piece of Peace organises, and it's a lot of people have a lot of tractors have joined in. You know, by giving whatever they can when they can. You know, so it's all for a good cause, whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is what we do with our bingo prizes. I love how the original goal was $1,651, and they have crushed it and then some. Incredible. So yeah, just want to let you guys know, Lunar Guardian, you know, they won the other night, but they asked for Jasper's Angels to get it, which they did. So there you go. And in case you guys aren't aware of Jasper's Angels, you now have a link in the chat to explore more about it if you're curious. Anyway, back to the bingo.
Decide which one we want to do for the story. I'm not sure which one we'll do, but we'll probably do at least one today. The dungeons seem to take around 1 to 2 hours long, and if we can get to it, you know, maybe we'll beat the whole thing in one go today. We'll see. So I'm excited for that. Then tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, it's the continuation of Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster. We are having a lot of fun because we're in the endgame segment of the hardest dungeons in the game, but also the most rewarding, and also the times when you can actually get your job levels way up, and the job level rewards are really good. So currently, we did 3 different dungeons. The last time we played Final Fantasy V the other night, 3 in one sitting. So tonight we're going to go to the 3rd legendary dungeon at the end of the game, which I believe is the underwater dungeon. We're going to do that and you know, see how it goes. Hopefully we'll be able to wrap that up and maybe make even major progress. And you know, you might ask, well, could you beat the game in the next couple of streams? Actually, I could. I could if I wanted to. However, there is significant endgame content in this game. In fact, there's 2 hidden super bosses that are very, very, very challenging to beat. But they're rewarding too when you beat them. You're like, yes, it's ultra challenges the game. This game definitely lends itself to endgame.
Now hold on a second. That contradicts Phil from 10 years ago, who says he's not that kind of gamer. Well, he's not the kind of gamer that fucking enjoys fucking challenging himself and all that shit. That really does contradict himself, doesn't it, from 10 years ago? Also, this is siege mode. This is Phil in flat out fucking siege mode right here, holding his wee fucking piggy arms and talking to the fucking camera. So there you fucking go. Fantastic stuff indeed.
Grinding, so you can level up the job system to the point where now you have like the best classes available or the best loadouts. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that or not. I really like the playthrough. I know you guys have been enjoying it too because we have a good audience that comes out for it. A nice chill audience. But I'm curious. Should I keep going with that playthrough, or should we try to wrap it up like we just did with Jedi Survivor? I guess we'll determine that tonight. Let's see how long it takes for us to get through the third dungeon and go from there. But I'm really liking the playthrough. I'd be okay with keeping it around as a chill stream. Of course, it's going to take a backseat this next week as Street Fighter 6 comes out, but then maybe we can bring it back into the mix. Okay? I guess we'll see. Then, I'm off on Wednesday. I hope you all have a chill and fun day as I'm away. I hope we'll get caught up on all the stuff that we just did over the course of the last week. And then when I come back on Thursday, essentially it's just a second day of the same. More Zelda and more Final Fantasy V as we try to make as much progress as possible before we hit Street Fighter 6 on Friday. Now, what's funny about that is, if we do Zelda today, which we're doing, maybe I can get through a whole major story segment and dungeon, right? But then if we're playing it again on Thursday, maybe we could do the same thing with the other story segment and dungeon that's right near it. I don't know, because I don't know what the story segments are, what the dungeons are. But I'm thinking maybe we could actually beat 2 major dungeons of the game within the next 2 streams, in which case that's giant progress in the game. You know, the game has 4 major dungeons, I believe, and then there's some more stuff, and then it heads into the endgame story. A lot of the content of the game comes from the open world exploration. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes, okay? Starting today and then into Thursday. Well, I'm excited. I had a lot of fun yesterday with Zelda. I've had a really good time with our chill streams here. And I hope that you guys are enjoying them too, and I'm looking forward to more of these next couple of days, all right? But then, of course, Friday is the big day, ladies and gentlemen. You really won't stop jumping on my lap now. He will not stop jumping on my lap during the podcast and during gameplay. Because yesterday you tried to jump on me when I was playing Zelda. You're a nut. You are a nut. Look, I'm completely massaging his body, and he's letting me. He never lets me do this. I'm completely massaging his body up and down. And he's letting me do it. You are something else. All right, you got to get off my lap, buddy. I'm sorry. I keep telling you we can't do this. Look at this. He's like a big wet water weenie. Woo! Woo! Jasper, look at the camera. Look up. Jasper, look up. He won't look up.
Shut up, bitch!
Nice pet for him. Okay, I love that cat. Anyway, can't you tell? I'm a sucker, I guess, now. When we first got Jasper, I'd never had a cat before. And I was apprehensive. I was like, oh, man, I never had a cat before. I don't know how I'm going to like it. And admittedly, like, the first month, I had, like, bad cat hair allergies to him that were really bothering me. But once I overcame the allergies, basically, he's awesome. He's an awesome pet. He's a member of the family. He's like my mischievous son. And I love this guy. Anyway, do I like cats better than dogs? I never had a dog. Can't attest to that because I never had a dog. So I don't know. All I can tell you is the cat experience has been a good one. Okay? Okay. Anyway, Friday's the big one. Street Fighter 6. Now, as I've told you guys, we're going to be playing Street Fighter 6 in depth. Friday and Saturday, I'm playing it all day long both days. So it's 4 straight streams. Sunday, we'll take a break from it to do my React stream, DSP versus the Internet, during Sunday's daytime stream. But then Sunday night, we go back to it, okay? Now,
We have an hour bingo because Phil said react, and of course that is the left-hand column filled out. The card is doing well, the card is going strong, there's plenty of the podcast left, so fingers crossed we'll get another full house right before Phil's precious day off.
the determining factor here of how much Street Fighter we play is if we're going to jump into Diablo 4 as well, or if we're just going to keep playing Street Fighter all week. Because I would play it for the whole damn week if you guys liked it enough, alright? But
Translation, Phil would play it all goddamn week, as long as he fucking got money for it. Jax Raxar, where are you?
question remains to be seen. Is it going to be something that's that good, or do we maybe play a few days, get kind of burnt out, and say, all right, we want variety, let's split it up, let's do something different, let's balance Street Fighter with something else, so that way it's not just too much overload, right? We'll have to see. We'll have to play it kind of a wait-and-see attitude, all right? Now, I have some answers in regards to this because the new reviews have come out, the early reviews. I want to talk about that because I actually have some of the data here saved up, so we'll talk about that in a moment, okay? But anyway, then we have to make a decision. Will we be doing Diablo 4 or not? Diablo 4 comes out, I believe it's like midnight on the 5th or officially on the 6th of June. So we still have, 3 or more days to focus solely on Street Fighter 6 before Diablo 4 would even be available. Okay, so we have a few days to decide. But here's the main thing, and we've been talking about this for days.
I'm counting that. Here's the main thing, here's the thing, pretty much the same goddamn thing. Here's the thing, it's ticked off. Just because Phil added the word main doesn't mean I'm not going to fucking tick the goddamn thing.
To continue this conversation, I can't play Zelda and Diablo 4 at the same time. It's just not going to work. Okay, I'm telling you, it's not going to work. They're both going to be large RPGs. Are they different styles of RPGs? Absolutely they are, right? But Zelda's open world, action based with some RPG and puzzle elements, while Diablo is the kind of, top down, point click, lots of repetitive style gameplay. Interesting. It is interesting. Apparently the story's, kind of interesting, but at the same time, each one has a lot of open world kind of grindy style gameplay. Both of them are going to be considered interactive chill style streams. Street Fighter, I got to focus on the game. But these games, more interactive, more fun when we're talking and everything. But I don't see how I could play two at once. I'm just being honest. Okay, I don't see it. Now, with 3 hours of Zelda today and 3 hours of Zelda tomorrow, we're basically talking, I'll be around 30 plus hours into Zelda. And if we actually get to a major dungeon today and tomorrow, we may actually be more than halfway through the story of the game at this point. All right? That's a lot of time invested to then say, oh, well, I've decided to drop Zelda so we can play Diablo. And I'll be honest, I feel that if we put Zelda on hiatus, okay, I'm going to have a real hard time bringing it back. Because let's say we put Zelda on hiatus and we focus on Street Fighter 6 and Diablo. Then later on this month, we got games like Amnesia the Bunker, and we've also got Final Fantasy 16. Those are going to be the games everyone wants to see and hear about. So once we're done with all of that, what are we talking? July? Now I'm going to try to bring back Zelda? I don't know. I think at that point, people will just not give two craps about Zelda. You know what I mean? They'll be done with it. But the thing is, right now, I do have a good audience for Zelda. When I play Zelda, we're getting roughly between 300, 350 viewers. It depends. And, the audience is engaged. They're helping me with the game. They're supportive. I mean, it's not over-the-top support, but it's pretty good support. I have no complaints.
I love how he fucking had to emphasize that. He had to fucking emphasize the support is not over the fucking top. It's tolerable. It's passable. It is borderline acceptable. But he's still got to fucking mention the goddamn thing, just so everyone's aware they would like more from those fucking morons. Also, it's not a fucking bingo because Phil said help. Now I want to hear what Phil said again about that fucking... I want to hear that again. Just Phil fucking trying to pig-splain Zelda in the minutes of fucking continue to play Zelda.
Not give two craps about Zelda. You know what I mean? They'll be done with it. But the thing is, right now, I do have a good audience for Zelda. When I play Zelda, we're getting roughly between 300, 350 viewers. It depends. And, the audience is engaged. They're helping me with the game. They're supportive. I mean, it's not over-the-top support, but it's pretty good support. I have no complaints. I'm enjoying the Zelda playthrough. So it's kind of a very tough decision for me. What do you do when you're in the midst of a playthrough that's going well, but now you've got all this other new hype stuff coming out? How do you make that determining decision, right? Now, Lekmik just said something interesting. Lekmik says, why not just play Zelda as a late-night stream? You just played Oblivion for 5+ months as only late-night streams. Why not do that with Zelda? Could do that, but here's the thing. And this is what you guys are... I don't think you're truly grasping this right now. Street Fighter 6 is not just a standard game with a narrative story that you play through from start to finish. Street Fighter 6 is an endless endeavor. 18 characters, each of which playing differently, which you need to try out in training mode. Then you need to try out online, and you get better over time, to which case you kind of narrow it down to the characters you really like. Oh, by the way, outside of just that, it's also got a story mode that we now know is pretty girthy. We're going to talk about that because I'm going to talk about the reviews for the game in just a moment.
Girth? I don't know if it's a girthy story mode. I've seen some of the fucking reviews as well for Street Fighter 6, and to me, the story mode is apparently one of the weaker aspects of the fucking game. Now, the game's still got a lot of positive fucking reviews. The game seems to be fucking racking up fucking 9 out of 10 and 10 out of 10 reviews, and people are fucking seemingly very appreciative of Street Fighter 6 as a game. But apparently the single player story mode, while interesting, is not really... It's like... It seems to be catered towards beginners. And Phil is not a beginner. He is an experienced Street Fighter fucking player. Why is he going to fucking invest so much time in a fucking mode which is basically, essentially, for people that are beginning the fucking game? And like fucking trying to get a teeth into the fucking game?
Street Fighter 6 is going to be an incredibly time-consuming endeavor. That game is going to take day and night streams. You understand? It's not, oh, I can play Street Fighter 6 2-3 times a week and that's good. No. If I play Street Fighter 6 only 2-3 times a week, we will make zero progress. I won't learn anything, and I'll just be getting slapped around online. This is a game that's going to take a lot of investment. And people have been saying for years they want me to invest in a new fighting game. Well, I'm going to try it with Street Fighter 6. But that's the problem, is that it's different. This is not, oh, Phil's just picking up a new game and he can play it 2 sessions a week for 3 hours. Are you nuts? That's the opposite of what you have to do with a fighting game. So I understand what you're saying. Why not play Zelda as a night stream? Well, I'm already playing Street Fighter 6. I'm already playing Diablo.
Is that him mocking his chat by saying, are you nuts? I'm on the fence whether to fucking tick that or not. The way he's fucking addressing his audience here. I counted that snort. I counted a snort already. Don't worry. Is it being toxic or is it him mocking his chat? Is one or the other. I feel like one of these things has to be fucking ticked. But listen again.
girthy. We're going to talk about that because I'm going to talk about the reviews for the game in just a moment. Street Fighter 6 is going to be an incredibly time-consuming endeavor. That game is going to take day and night streams. You understand? It's not, oh, I can play Street Fighter 6 2-3 times a week and that's good. No. If I play Street Fighter 6 only 2-3 times a week, we will make zero progress. I won't learn anything, and I'll just be getting slapped around online. This is a game that's going to take a lot of investment. And people have been saying for years they want me to invest in a new fighting game. Well, I'm going to try it with Street Fighter 6. But that's the problem, is that it's different. This is not, oh, Phil's just picking up a new game and he can play it 2 sessions a week for 3 hours. Are you nuts? That's the opposite of what you have to do with a fighting game. So I understand what you're saying. Why not play Zelda as night streams? Well, I'm already playing Street Fighter 6. I'm already playing Diablo. Where does Zelda fit in exactly? I don't even know how it could. Where's the time? I'd have to duplicate myself and do 2 streams at once. You know?
Well, if you duplicated yourself, let's be honest here, if you weren't so goddamn asexual, you probably want to fuck yourself.
No? So, that's the thing. This is going to be a daunting month. I think a lot of people are very underestimating what we're about to come up against in the month of June with these releases. I do. I think a lot of people are like, Street Fighter is no big deal. He'll play it every once in a while. That's not the case. That's not how you have to handle games. When Street Fighter 4 came out, I was playing it.
Okay, this is not him being toxic, alright? But he is absolutely mocking the crap out of his chat, and that's not our bingo. Mock's chat, I'm selling for Mock's chat. He is mocking his audience right here by fucking talking over and over again about this. But it's not being toxic though. He's not using vulgar, abusive language towards them. He is just treating them all like fucking morons. So that is him mocking his chat by doing that.
Every single day. Every day. Without fail for weeks on end. That was the only game that I was playing on my channels. I did Dan Madness, Blanca Madness, Balrog Madness, Ryu Madness, Zangief Madness. Every day was a new set. Every day was a new attempt to play with a different character and learn them. And then varying between. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy that some people are just like, you won't even do that. No, I mean, if it's good, I will. And if people like it, that's the other thing. If there's buy-in, if people are showing up to the streams, if people are investing in...
There's the fucking famous buy-in right there. If there's buy-in. If there's investment. Not emotional investment. No. Come forth with your wallets open, upside down, pay the piggy to play Street Fighter 6.
If it's good, I will. And if people like it, that's the other thing. If there's buy-in, if people are showing up to the streams, if people are investing in the streams, you know what I'm saying? I'm down for that. I don't want to get competitive and I don't want to enter an offline tournament or anything, but I'm cool with covering this game in depth. And if it's good, and if you guys like it, I will continuously play it as an ongoing series. I'm not saying every day, but you know, Friday Night Fights could be Street Fighter 6 nights. We could have community nights once a week where people join me and we play Street Fighter 6 against each other. We could have events and things based around it. I'm cool with that. But we have to, you know, give it a chance, and you can't just say, oh, I'll play it twice this week, but then I'll bounce it with Zelda, then I'll bounce it with Diablo, then I'll bounce it with Amnesia. I'll never get any advancement in it, and it might as well not even play then.
Well, this is your fucking fault then, Phil, for being a fucking variety content streamer. You were the fucking person that fucking made yourself into what you fucking are today. So basically you've done it to yourself. You do all these problems are caused by yourself and your own doing your own decisions.
You see? So there you go. I guess we'll see what happens. But that's what I mean. This is the daunting thing we need to discover. So, Zelda 2 days in a row, but then Diablo comes out next week. Do we play Diablo? Or do we continue with Zelda and maybe...
Money, yeah. Money. Oh, money, yeah. Money.
Thank you very much to Cody Taylor for a super chat. He says, is he playing video games or is he storming Normandy? I mean, it's hard to fucking tell with Phil, but he's... You want to know what one thing is guaranteed? It's not a solo endeavour. He is forcing and dragging that audience of his, kicking and screaming. Whether it's fucking kicking and screaming from their own fucking comfort of their own home, watching his podcast, or kicking and screaming up the fucking beaches of Normandy, ready to get fucking shot to fucking pieces. Nah, he is fucking dragging everyone with him to fucking make a decision together, because Phil's incapable of deciding by himself. He cannot decide this by himself.
Money, yeah. Money. Oh, money. Yeah. Money.
Thank you very much for VLX for a super chat. It says, wow, dude, skipping Pride Month. Did Phil skip Pride Month? Oh my god, I thought he was some sort of fucking equal, fair opportunity, you know, content creator type person. In fact, I've actually got a free stream. Hold on. I've got a free stream. TG Gamebox sent me it randomly the other fucking day. The fucking still from Phil's fucking streams. This shit. A word from the king. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being a part of this community. And Phil's not even mentioned Pride Month or whatever, you know. This hypocrite pretending he gives a shit about this kind of crap. It doesn't care. Phil does not care about that, let's be honest here. He's just fucking clout chasing here.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Robert for the super chat. It says, going to milk Street Fighter 6 and promising Dents he will play with him to avoid playing online. Of course, that's even if he plays with those fucking Dents. Remember, those same Dents thought they're going to fucking play Halo with Phil, and Phil changed his fucking mind about it. And every time he's fucking minding about it, Phil told him to fuck off. So, yeah. I have a feeling Phil could easily retcon the whole playing with the audience kind of angle.
Any advancement in it, and it might as well not even play then. You see? So there you go. I guess we'll see what happens. But this is what I mean. This is the daunting thing we need to discover. So, Zelda 2 days in a row, but then Diablo comes out next week. Do we play Diablo? Or do we continue with Zelda and maybe play Diablo at a later date? It's something to think about. It is something to think about. Maybe we continue with Zelda this month, and when Zelda's done, then we switch to Diablo? But then people will be like, oh, but then you missed the launch hype. I mean, you're right. So, I don't know really what to do at this point, okay? But anyway, this next week, it's going to be Street Fighter 6 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Of course, Sunday we got the React event. Then starting Monday-ish, we need to make decisions. Does Zelda continue, or does Diablo 4 start? And then essentially it's going to be Street Fighter 6 balanced with either Zelda or Diablo. And the only other lingering game there will be Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster, which we'll be near the end of. So we'll probably throw that in maybe once or twice a week and finish that playthrough up. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. Okay? Okay. So, there you have it. Let's talk. Let's determine what we want to do in this regard moving forward, but we gotta wait a little bit to determine that, okay? Alright, let's do it. Let's talk about these reviews, because I know this is what everyone wants to talk about, okay? So, I gotta get it open here. First of all, before we get to the two reviews, because there's Street Fighter 6 and Diablo 4 to talk about, two other news stories to cover this morning. It's been officially announced that Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart comes to PC, on July 26. Nix's software will collaborate with Insomniac Games to bring the interdimensional adventure to ultra-widescreen monitors everywhere. Completely nixing that rationale 2 years ago that Ratchet & Clank could only be played on a PS5 because of the PS5's amazing SSD. It's bullshit. It could have run on anything. And we all know that because hilariously, right after Ratchet & Clank released, Psychonauts 2 released, and it had exactly the same features. For example, remember you walk through the rift in Ratchet & Clank, oh, you're in a whole new pre-rendered world with no loading. And then they did exactly the same thing in Psychonauts 2 on the Xbox just a couple months later. So we knew it was all marketing baloney anyway, right? It really was. So if you're interested in Ratchet & Clank, but you don't have a PS5, you can finally play it on PC this coming summer. It's a decent game. It's not amazing or anything, but it was pretty good, I would say, for that style of game. All right? Also, new Game Pass games coming out in the month of June. Today, actually, launched Chicory and Far World Pioneers. No idea what either of those are. On June 1st, we've got Car Mechanic Sim 2021, Slayer's X Terminal Aftermath Vengeance of the Slayer. I think it wins the award for longest game name. And The Big Con, coming on June 6th.
The Big Con. Fuck, that's been out for a long fucking time. That started, what, 15 years ago? When DSP started making fucking content? The Big Con?
Amnesia the Bunker. That's right, the new Amnesia game is a Game Pass game. I didn't even know that. So that gives me more incentive to check it out. I actually want to play it, but I don't know how I'm going to fit it in. It comes out on the 6th. How am I going to fit it in when I'm already playing Street Fighter 6 and either Zelda or Diablo, and that's already taking up all my time? How am I supposed to play Amnesia? Right? I don't know. Also, Hypnospace Outlaw. Then on June 8th, Rune Factory 4 Special and Stacking. Stacking. That's an amazing game from over a decade ago. I played that game back in the day. It was super duper fun. Very quirky and awesome puzzles. And then 6/13, Door Dogning. Anyway, so yeah, Amnesia the Bunker is the big announcement there. Coming out June 6th, and it is a Game Pass game, which I did not know at first. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Street Fighter 6 reviews are out. Here's some of the early review scores. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, 9.5 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. And those are...
Don't forget though, guys. Phil does not trust these fucking video game reviewers. He's all very mistrustful of all these fucking paid shows that fucking they're not real gamers. They're just fucking, morons that play, they're fucking, failed gamers. He has a strange fucking toxicity towards these fucking game journalists. And yet, he has been fucking waiting rabidly for their input on this big, massive game that he is so hyped for. So, on one hand, he fucking despises them all. On the other fucking hand, he can't fucking wait to get every single fucking word from the reviews into his tiny little piggy brain.
Aren't just little indie places, those are big and small, all reviewing it that way. Okay? In fact, it is the highest reviewed fighting game in 15 years. Yes. The last game that even tracked to rate this high was Street Fighter 4. Yes. Yes. Now you might say, why? Well, when you read these reviews from the professional game journalism sites, you have to take them with a grain of salt, okay? Here's why you have to take them with a grain of salt. Those people aren't professional players. There's zero pro Street Fighter players who are journalists at IGN or
You're not a fucking professional either, you fucking dipshit.
GameSpot or any of these sites, you understand? So they're always approaching it from a casual perspective. So when I read things like, oh, I love the new drive system because drive impact is good for this and drive cancel is good for this and drive reversal is good for this, and I'm like, yeah, but if you read your reviews of Street Fighter V, you loved the V-trigger system, and truth be told, the V-trigger system was atrociously bad and unbalanced, and everyone competitively did not like it after playing it for some time, but you guys kissed its ass back in Street Fighter V days and said it was great in your review. So when you're reading the competitive aspect of what they're trying to say in these reviews, I really don't believe a word of it. To me, there's absolutely no way to tell how competitively good Street Fighter 6 will be until that game is out and people are playing it and it's in the wild for at least a few weeks and people are starting to see matchups and strategies online. We get to see truly how good the netcode is. We get to see how it holds up with the crossplay. We get to see what's dominant, what's not. There's no way to judge until then. So all that nonsense, there's entire giant segments of these reviews about the competitive nature of the game. These guys don't know diddly dick. They might as well just skip it and say, we're not saying nothing because this is worthless, okay? However, excuse me. However, what I do judge as useful information in these reviews are the things that we wanted to know about the game that we did not have answers for, but now we will have answers for them, okay? Question number 1. When you're going to play this game online, there's a Battle Hub. What is there to do in Battle Hub? All right, well, when you're waiting for your matches online, there's a million things to do. You can sit down at one of these arcade machines and you can actually play the full game of Final Fight, and you can also play Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. But apparently it's been confirmed this is offline only. There's no online play or co-op, at least in the versions that the journalists were provided. There's no online play.
He is fucking desperate as all fucking hell to fucking have, like, online capability for Street fucking Super Turbo 2 in Street Fighter 6. Oh, holy fuck, man, he is desperate for that. Also, Phil apparently said million. I'm sorry, I didn't realise Phil said million. There you go. So, we are 5 away from a full house. But he is desperate to fucking play Street Fighter 2 Turbo on Street Fighter 6 online. For some fucking random reason. It's so weird.
Online play or co-op, at least in the versions that the journalists were provided, there's no online play. Because it was funny, some people were like, oh, there could be a big revival of Super Turbo if there's an online mode where you can play it against...
Some people, you were fucking hoping and creaming your fucking little pants about it, Phil, because it's a fucking only Street Fighter game you've been fucking half decent at.
People online. Why would they have online Super Turbo in Street Fighter 6? It's a different game. Wouldn't they just charge for that? You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't expecting that. A lot of people were speculating. Even I saw like Alex Valle was posting up last year, oh, maybe Super Turbo will be online. No. They would never do that. They would always charge for that, right? Or maybe if they do, it'll be DLC to pay for later. Right now, it's just offline, okay? Maybe in the future, but now it's not in there, all right? But there is tons of content in there. There's these games to play. There's these things you can do. And of course, the things that they're saying is the best feature, taking your avatar from the single player and actually playing it online against other people. And people are like, it's completely unbalanced. It's not meant to be competitive. It's just silly fun. But it's actually fun to take your character you built yourself in the story mode and try to fight people with it online. There's no formal ranking. It's not going to be for tournaments, but it's going to be a fun, silly mode, okay? That's kind of neat. Now, in regards to the single player World Tour mode, this was the mode that I had the most questions about, because I outright said Street Fighter 6 looks like a game that was developed differently from Street Fighter 5. From the ground up, they wanted to make a game that appeals to all players, whether you're a hardcore competitive player or a casual player, whether you're going to be going to tournaments or whether you're just going to be playing this at home by yourself, or maybe a hybrid where you'll do some online play. They really wanted to make this game appeal to everyone and have value. That's exactly how you should approach a game like this. That's what NetherRealm has been doing with the Mortal Kombat and Injustice series for the last decade. That's the way to go. That's the consumer-friendly way. So, when you take a look at Street Fighter 6's World Tour mode, we finally have answers. You ready for this? So, 20 hours long minimum. Yes, the World Tour mode is 20 plus hours long. If you take your time to grind and get all the abilities, it's even longer. Or if you just play the streamlined story, it's 20 hours. Wow. That's cool. I wasn't expecting a 20-hour story mode from a fighting game ever. Like I said, the closest we could even give that would be Soul Calibur from back in the day on the Dreamcast. Had an incredibly similar premise where you created a character, and as you played through the game, you earned special moves. It's the same kind of thing you're doing in this World Tour mode, but even that, I think, was like maybe 8 to 10 hours. This one's 20 hours minimum, okay? Now, admittedly, the reviewers are being honest. They're like, the story of this World Tour mode is not great. You basically are given silly tasks to do, and you go around doing them, and they don't really make a lot of logical sense. So, for example, one of the story missions is this. Oh, I've always wanted souvenirs from, I don't know, Italy. So you fly to Italy, and you beat people up in the streets, and eventually you fight like a gang leader or whatever. At the end, you earn souvenirs that you bring back. It's like, if you wanted a souvenir from Italy, why didn't you just buy something online at like Amazon? Like, why did you fly to Italy to beat people?
Okay, Phil watched a fucking IGN review because this get literally like word for word was what was said in the IGN review. This is literally what the guy in the IGN review fucking said. I watched that shit earlier on today. And yeah, Phil, this is... So guess who else watched the IGN review? Well, Steven is fucking teasing out this reviewer is not a professional fucking Street Fighter player. I'm not going to believe a word they're going to fucking say. So Phil's unique fucking take is essentially fucking repeating almost verbatim what the IGN reviewer said about the fucking story mode. What a very fucking creative input there, Phil. Thank God you were fucking there to tell everyone what the IGN reviewer fucking said in his own fucking review.
People up. So the story actually does not make much sense. It's just silly. The story is just meant to be like a nonsensical story. But some of the best praise I'm actually seeing about the mode is that people are like, it's Street Fighter plus Yakuza. You're running through the streets, you're fighting.
Again, I swear to fuck, it's like I've been taken back in time to when I woke up this morning and Phil, like, I seen the review for Street Fighter. Hold on. Let me find it. Let me find this shit. I'm going to find this and I'll show you guys. I'll show you exactly what I'm fucking meaning here. Where is it? There it is there. So is it this one here? IGN's fucking review. So hold on. So do we have a transcript available? We do have a transcript available. So first of all, let's search for Amazon, shall we? Oh, fuck off. Look at souvenir. Here we go.
To go to Jamaica and Brazil because my original mentor Luke wanted souvenirs from those places and I guess just doesn't know how to shop online. At least the tone is goofy and fun.
There you go. So if I can, there's the whole thing about getting souvenirs and doesn't know if I can shop online. Pretty much right. Phil added the word Amazon. Fucking wow, great creativity there, Phil. It's almost which. What was the other thing Phil fucking said?
And eventually you fight like a gang leader or whatever. At the end, you earn souvenirs that you bring back. It's like, if you wanted a souvenir from Italy, why didn't you just buy something online at like Amazon? Like, why did you fly to Italy to beat people up? So the story actually does not make much sense. It's just silly. The story is just meant to be like a nonsensical story. But some of the best praise I'm actually seeing about the mode is that people are like, it's Street Fighter plus Yakuza.
Okay, Street Fighter plus Yakuza. So what happens if we type in Yakuza? Oh, would you look at this?
And Roombas. It's weird, but in a very amusing Yakuza-esque kind of way. There's also a variety.
There we go. A Yakuza-esque kind of way. It's I swear to fuck, it's like, you know, what else is Phil going to say that we can fucking take from the IGN review?
You're running through the streets, you're fighting random enemies, you're doing silly challenges and leveling up. It's not meant to be taken seriously in any way. It's more silly fun. And if you're okay with that, if you like Yakuza, you're probably really going to like the story mode of this game. Also, there's 18 characters to interact with. And each one, you have to do some tasks and things, and you earn their special moves. However, there are two major criticisms I'm seeing of the story mode. The first criticism is that it basically takes way too long to master a character. So what does that mean?
I swear to fuck, I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you. The exact same thing is in this fucking thing here. This is this review. Let me try and find it here. I'm telling you to get this IGN review that said all these same fucking things. So, hang on, let's see if I can find it. I think I found it here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Being able to customize my character in ways that would make them absolutely broken in the real game is a lot of fun. The issue is that it takes forever to level up a character's style to the point where you learn new moves from them. You do this simply by using them, but even though I only used Luke's and Ken's throughout the entire mode, I still didn't max out either of them. Those who love a good grind may enjoy having plenty left over to unlock after.
So there we go. It's like Phil is based. I'm not saying I'm hearing Phil say all these fucking things, and it's just shit I've heard from the IGN review. Now, I've not watched every single fucking review of Street Fighter 6. I just decided today when I seen it recommended to me, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna look at that review. And I watched it, and I swear, Phil. This is Phil. Your input as a fucking former professional fucking Street Fighter player has not got anything fucking substantial to it whatsoever that I've not heard already from fucking IGN. Who you fucking mock on a regular fucking basis.
Let's say you run into E Honda, and E Honda says, I want to teach you the ways of the sumo. So here's a series of tasks. So he gives you the tasks. Okay, great. You go do the level 1 challenges, and you'll learn a few special moves or whatever. But basically, the more that you do tasks for E Honda, the more you level up those abilities, and if you master them, now you're like way powerful with these abilities. But apparently, from what I'm to understand, it takes a ton of time to level these up. The guy, one of the reviewers that I read, I think it was the IGN review. He said, so I played this.
I know fucking shit it was the IGN review, because I've been fucking calling you out for fucking plagiarising the bastard all for the last 10 fucking minutes.
To level these up. The guy, one of the reviewers that I read, I think it was the IGN review. He said, so I played the story mode for 20 hours, and I basically stuck with Ken and Luke's abilities. Those were his favorite abilities. So he stuck with those 2 trainers and tried to level those up the whole game. He said by the end of the game, and he had mostly stuck with those abilities, he didn't master either. 20 hours of gameplay, he hadn't even mastered those abilities. So he's like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, if you play through the game, you'll want to casually probably be swapping between the styles to get new special moves, which is great, but you'll never ever feel like overpowered because it takes very, very long to master. But here's the thing, if you're someone who actually really likes this mode, maybe you'll get immersed in it. Maybe you'll enjoy the grind, and you'll want to keep going because you always feel more powerful when you get to the next level of this move or whatever, and therefore you'll get hooked on it. So there's potential. There might be people who do not give a crap about online competitive play of Street Fighter, but will buy Street Fighter 6 and play it for its World Tour mode and love it. And then maybe once you really massively level up your character, your avatar, now you take them online to the random, player matches or whatever, and you see how your avatar stacks up against others that people have made after doing the World Tour mode. And the thing is, the more you play World Tour, the better you'll do on that online mode because your character has leveled up further, you see? So it seems like a mix. Like, to me, that sounds good. The other major criticism, again, is that basically the story doesn't really matter. The story is just a means for a reason to do this stuff, but they're like, yeah, you're never going to feel meaningful. It's not like you're taking down Shadaloo, or it's not like you're doing anything crazy. You're just kind of going through the world doing silly things, and as long as you're okay with that, you should enjoy the game, but take it more as not a super serious playthrough, not a super serious campaign. You'll probably enjoy it, but some people were looking for something more. They're like, it's not like the story mode of Street Fighter V that had a serious narrative. This doesn't have that at all. It's more just kind of a mess around mode, okay? So, to me, that sounds good. That's because, I already told you guys, my wife, Kat, is interested because she likes Yakuza. She's looking right now for a game that's different. She's very interested in Diablo 4, but outside of that, she's like, I don't even know what I would play outside of Diablo 4 for the next couple of months. But now I'm going to tell her all about this today. She might be pretty excited. She might actually be very excited to play this because she loves Yakuza. And I'll tell her, as long as you're okay with the grind. Now, one of the things that was interesting to me when I was reading these reviews is that people are like, there's going to be challenging levels in the story mode. For example, it teaches you mechanics of the fighting games. For example, you might fight one guy who's a grappler, and so your goal is to keep him away. You might fight a guy who only throws fireballs, and your goal is to dodge all the fireballs and get up to him and beat him up, so that way you beat him that way. And basically, you're learning mechanics inadvertently. Even if you're not a fighting game player, you may learn mechanics of competitive fighting games just playing through the story mode. So maybe it's a way for newcomers to fighting games to actually ease their way in to a competitive fighting game.
Yeah, you'll never fucking believe it. That also has been taken from the IGN fucking review. I kid you fucking not. Let's see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. 2 seconds. I don't know if I can actually find the bastard thing. Oh wait, I found it. Here we go.
Many of which do an admirable job of teaching newer players how to deal with specific situations that will come up outside of story mode. Some enemies will favor blocking high, making them vulnerable to low attacks. Others will stay permanently in the air and must be brought down by anti-air techniques. And others still will try to hang back and pepper you with projectiles, forcing you to fight them like you would a zoner type character. And then you also fight Refrigerator.
You get what I'm fucking saying, guys, don't you? You fucking understand, though. Phil is basically fucking plagiarising the ever-living shit out of IGN's fucking review. It's like, I just fucking like everything Phil is saying. He has offered absolutely fucking nothing of any fucking substance whatsoever that you could not have fucking gotten hours ago from the IGN review. And that's only 16 minutes fucking long. You don't have to endure a fucking 90-minute fucking begcast from Phil to fucking hear his fucking plagiarised fucking thoughts. Holy shit, Phil.
You see? That's kind of interesting to me. Alright? So, to me, this all sounds good. Like, this sounds to me like, okay, the online beta was good. We all know that the online play was decent in the beta. Looks like the characters are interesting. We don't know until we actually get into the online play of the real game how balanced they'll be. But from all intents and purposes, competitively, the game seems to be lined up to be good. But when you tell me they put all this time and effort into other modes, the Battle Hub having side content and different things to do that are kind of chill time killers. The World Tour mode, that is a completely separate mode from anything competitive that also can be played and enjoyed. That's the total package to me. And that's why I think this game is reviewing so highly. Because it's a little something for everyone. It's not just, oh, we only listen to the competitive players, that's all we care about. Here's, just that. And if we ever put more content, we'll add it slowly. It's the worst attitude to have, and that's exactly what they did with Street Fighter V, and that's why that game was so bad at launch. Here, they've learned from their mistakes, all right? And that's why I'm telling you guys, when I start playing Street Fighter 6 on Friday, okay? Admittedly, I don't think we'll do story mode on Friday unless you guys want it. I think we'll just try various different characters in trading mode and take them online and try to do some competitive play. I'm thinking that's my Friday. But then on Saturday, I think we will actually try World Tour mode. We'll take my avatar that I created in the beta, import them, and jump them in and do some of the story and see how it goes, because this is essentially going to be a mode that I'm probably going to play over time as well. All right? But I know the focus will be the online play for me. But I want to play this story mode too. It sounds fun. I like Yakuza. I obviously like Street Fighter. I want to make my own character. I want to be the most ridiculous character. I want to be able to do like grappling juggles, but I also want to do like zoning. I want to do like the stupidest hybrid character you've ever seen that just, it's not viable, but somehow it'll work. You know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, so I am down for Street Fighter 6. The reviews are basically saying this game is great. Okay? So I'm psyched now. I hope that you guys are pumped too. And again, if you're someone who is kind of on the fence about if you want to check it out or not, sounds to me like one of the best single-player modes ever in a fighting game. Just being honest. Even the story mode of like Mortal Kombat, what is that, like 4 or 5 hours long? It's fun, but it's done really fast. And then outside of the crypt mode, there's really not much else to do. This game sounds like it's going to have a lot to do. So you might want to consider it, even if you're not going to play it competitively. And of course, modern mode, which now lets all your inputs be eased up. No actual, directional inputs, rounded motions or charge motions needed. Just push a direction and a button to do a special move. Now you really don't have to pay any attention to even the harder gameplay mechanics. You can just play through and have fun in a casual way, right? So there you go. Now let's talk about the reviews for Diablo 4, all right? I kid you not, if you look at the review patterns and the scores, they're essentially the same. It's all like 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I'll say a little bit, it looks like it's reviewing a little bit lower than Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 is getting a lot of 10 out of 10s. Diablo 4 seems to be like 9 out of 10s, okay? I'm going to just read a few quotes. I have a lot out of the IGN review, so I'm going to give a shout out to IGN on this one. I'm going to quote the review a bit. Here's their little snippet, and then I'm going to read some more details. So here's their little snippet. Like seeing your favorite band play their greatest hit live, Diablo 4 is completely awesome to behold, even though you know exactly how the song's going to go from the moment you hear the first iconic note. Our review is 9 out of 10. Now, I just want you to listen to that. You're going to see your favorite band. You've already heard their song a million times, but you like hearing it live. So you enjoy the experience, but there's really nothing new besides experiencing it live. 9 out of 10. Does that sound like a glowing review? Does it? If you're just like analyzing that at face value of what they're saying, that sounds to me like this game is just a retread. But it's a good retread that plays well, but it's just a retread, right? So then you actually go into the details. And essentially what they say is, this game sticks to the formula of what's worked in the past. Although they expand upon it. Yes, there's better skill trees, and they took some ideas from other games. They actually say like Path of Exile and Lost Ark are examples of a couple games that have come out in the last decade since Diablo 3 that have advanced this kind of gameplay. And they did take a few of those ideas from those games and implemented it into Diablo 4. Okay. They also say, just listen to this. The first act of the game is incredibly good. The story is great. The antagonist is really interesting. I guess her name is Lilith. She's supposed to be like the daughter of one of the grand demons, and she's screwing with Earth. But then the next 3 acts, you're doing tangential story that is confusing, makes no sense, and doesn't really tie into the story. Then all of a sudden, in the last act, you're back to going after Lilith, and the game's good again, then it ends. I'm not going to say anything yet. I'm just going to, this is stuff to mull over, right? You continue to read the reviews, and they say things like, the classes are great, they're varied, they're interesting, they're addictive. If you beat the game once, you kind of want to jump right back in to try another class because it's fun to see the differences between the classes. Just so you guys know, that's par for the course for Diablo. And Diablo 1 and 2, it was exactly the same, where the classes did play differently enough that if you really enjoyed the game one time, you probably wanted to go back and play it again because you want to see how the other classes play. So again, it's not necessarily different. It's more of the same from previous Diablos, but it's good because that's one of the best things about the previous Diablos. Okay? The game has seriously disappointing boss fights, especially the final one of the story. It's not hard to feel let down by what this game could have been. I'm reading word for word out of a review. I'm not making this up. I'm literally reading this word for word out of a review. Okay?
Thank you for saying literally. We have another bingo. We are 4 things away from a full house. We need Phil to say idiot. We need him to be toxic, him to talk about food, and him to randomly stand up for us to get the full house.
It looks and sounds fantastic, even though you might not like what's going on in the story. Okay, let's continue. All right, I'm not making this up. I swear I'm reading it. Okay. Also, the game has lots of bugs. Here's an example of a game-crippling bug that everyone will complain about. If you're playing the Sorcerer class, you're constantly teleporting around. However, be prepared to get stuck in the ground literally hundreds of times because Blizzard didn't account for vertical geometry changes. Now, if you continue to read through the review, essentially what the review ends on saying is that the best content of the game comes post-game. Once you play through the entirety of the campaign of Diablo 4, you open up post-game dungeons at incremental levels. I think it says like one of them is like level 50, then there's a level like 70 or 80, then there's a level 100. And those post-game dungeons are very fun and challenging, and they really feed into the addictive nature of what makes Diablo great. It's combat. Getting better abilities, leveling up set abilities, you know, fighting giant mobs and overcoming them. This makes you feel very powerful. And therefore, that's where the strong points come in Diablo 4. All right? And it's also funny because it says, from what's in the base game, it seems like they are definitely leading you into a DLC that's going to be great. But the base game is just a good lead up, but definitely feels like you don't hit that culmination of what you're looking for. Okay? So I just want to review what I just read. Okay? It's a retread that plays much like classic Diablo, doesn't innovate that much, although it has some modern innovations for the last decade, not that many. Feels like you're kind of going home to a classic that you've already played, but it still feels good. The story is only good 40% of the time, because the entire middle chunk of the game is completely superfluous and a waste of your time. Full of bugs, and polished glitches and things that need to be fixed. Game doesn't really get good until you beat the story, and even then the post-game content just feels like a lead-up to a good DLC, and you're hoping the DLC is good. By the way, the review score, 9 out of 10. I wish I was making it up. This is what I mean about modern game reviews. This is what infuriates me about modern game reviews, okay? How do you sit down and say, I have a laundry list of criticisms for this game of the ways that it could be better? Oh, by the way, 9 out of 10. Seriously, it's fucking bullshit, and I hate this shit. I hate it because people will not read the review. People, sadly, they only look at the number, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to look like the number rankings of these games and say, Diablo 4 is a 9 out of 10. Then they're going to play it and say, why is my sorcerer stuck? Why is the game so boring in the middle? Why is the story stupid? Why is it not good until I've already beaten the story, which took like 40, 50 hours? Why am I now only getting to good content? Do you see? So, this is what drives me nuts about modern game reviews. Where is the responsibility? I understand that Diablo is a ginormous game. I understand that it's a flagship title for Blizzard. I understand that people will be playing and talking about it like crazy this month coming up. Does that mean that it just by default should get a high review score? I don't get it. If your entire review is criticism saying the game should be better, here's why. But then you give it a 9 out of 10, you might as well just delete the text out of your review. Really. This is what always drives me nuts about these reviews. They do not scale them properly. How can you give one game a 9 out of 10 and say it's nearly flawless, give another game a 9 out of 10 and say it has tons of flaws? You can't do that. There is someone at that publication, IGN, that company, they're called the fucking editor. What the editor's job is to do is to read these reviews and to say to the people who wrote them, you have to scale this properly. You can't say 25 negative things about the game and give it a nearly flawless score. It doesn't work that way. There has to be a level of objectivity to your review. Yes, there is subjectivity as well, but just because you had a blast with the game doesn't ignore the 25 flaws you pointed out. It can't be a 9 out of 10. Go back to your fucking desk and rescore the game properly, you irresponsible jackass. And then you kick them on the ass with a giant boot, boom, and you knock them back to their desk and you make them actually do their jobs.
Well, I think it's fair to say that's him being toxic. I think that's reasonable grounds to say that's Phil being quite toxic there. 3 away from a full house.
Instead, it seems like these major publications are a bunch of fluff piece idiots. They will literally...
Well, hold on, you said idiot. We are 2 away from a full house. And don't forget, guys, liking the stream. We get 100 likes on the stream. That's a free space, which means we only need one thing of these 2 things that are left for a full house. So yeah, no pressure, guys. But you guys could be a difference between a full house and no full house. So no pressure, but like the stream.
Kiss the butts of these games and have it fucking go way high scores for no reason. Why? Why is everyone pussyfooting around games media and games journalism? Just fucking be responsible and do your jobs. Because then people would say, oh, it's a good game, but it's not great. They should have done a better job. Why are you afraid to say that to Blizzard?
And just like that, we have over 100 likes. Thank you very much, guys. So we've earned a free space in the card, which means we only need one of these 2 things to fucking happen. But as well as having earned the free space, you guys have earned the amazing animation that Pixar Animations so very kindly made for us for getting 100 likes on these very bingo streams. So enjoy your prize.
Oh, yo, that smells really, really good. I love it. What are they gonna do? Cry? Not give you the review copy? Fuck Blizzard. Be honest about the game. Stop kissing butt. I'm tired of this shit. Because then no one can judge fairly what's good and what's not. You can't have a fucking review that has a million criticisms and give it a 9 out of 10. You're a liar. An irresponsible liar. Am I saying that Diablo 4 is going to be bad? No. From what I'm hearing, honestly, okay, that review is telling me that I might like it, and here's why.
Hold on. We need to investigate. We need to investigate. Just a home screen. That's definitely a home screen. Never mind. It's just a home screen. Nothing worth seeing there. You know me, guys. I always fucking like to make sure that we don't fucking miss anything in case Phil accidentally flashes something interesting on the fucking phone.
What I'm hearing, honestly, okay, that review is telling me that I might like it, and here's why. I got hooked on the the addictive, grinding nature of Diablo 1 and 2. That's the appeal, and it's funny because they criticized that the boss fights are not good. Well, I don't really remember the boss fights at all, Diablo 1 and 2. I remember getting addicted to going to dungeons, the combat loop, using my abilities and feeling more overpowered every time I leveled up, finding a new piece of gear that now gave me awesome new abilities or enhanced what I already had in my build, and now because of that, now I can really pull off stuff I couldn't do before, or try a different twist on my build or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it sounds like it's something that I would like. It sounds like they've abandoned the problems of Diablo 3 that kind of made the game not very fun, and this one they definitely made fun. Like Diablo 3, I never felt kind of falling into that addictive kind of grind that I had in Diablo 1 and 2. In fact, I felt it was more of a chore and not very fun. But there's people who are saying this game is way more similar to Diablo 1 and 2 and it's getting back that hook that people loved in those original 2 games, right? That's cool. And I guess the question is, would that translate well for me to streams for you guys? And the way I'm approaching it is I think it would, as long as we approach it as chill streaming content. This is not going to be a game where we sit down and we're expecting major story developments today. This is not a game where we're sitting down and we're expecting to make giant chunks and leaps and bounds through a narrative game that I'm going to beat in 40 hours and then we're done with it. This is a game that's going to have an ongoing combat loop. A game where it's, maybe 2 hours, 3 times a week. We make good progress. We have chill streams, interactive streams where we're talking while I'm doing the combat loop and gameplay and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That, to me, is how this game could be successful on DSP Gaming. It's not going to be like a standard playthrough. It can't be, because that's not how the game is designed. Yes, it has a narrative, but the narrative isn't even the best part of the game. The best part of the game is the combat and the post-game grinding content where you're always looking for that next piece of awesome loot that you grab, and now all of a sudden your build went way better. You know what I mean? Kind of like Hades. Hades, where, yes, it's about the combat. Yeah, there's a story, but who cares about the story? It's all about the combat, getting the better builds and just dominating the enemies and stuff. That's what Hades excelled on, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking, is that's exactly how it could work. But then I would need to buy in from the audience that you guys are going to actually come and chill and support that content, because it's very different from the kind of content that I make. Quite frankly, when do you ever see me play this style of game? Right? It's very different. Very different. With Zelda, we already have some buy-in. We already have people who are showing up to the streams and they're enjoying the playthrough and know what to expect. But with Diablo, not really. I've only really played a game like Diablo once ever, and the playthrough didn't do good. And that was over a decade ago. But maybe today, with the changes to the content I've made and everything, it would. All right? So I think that it could work, but it is a gamble. It is a gamble for me. And I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical about buying this game and saying we're putting Zelda on hiatus and starting to play it, and then it doesn't work. So I don't know. Again, I'm still undecided and on the fence. I don't know if I should keep playing Zelda or if I should keep playing Diablo. What I would say is Diablo seems like it's going to be an addictive game for someone who wants a time sync style game that's going to be addictive and fun, and you know, you like looting and you like, you know, competitive combat loops. That's really what it's going to be. So don't expect a great story. Don't expect, you know, this game to blow your socks off when it comes to innovation or narrative. But if you want a game that's going to hook you, that's what Diablo was always good at, quite frankly. So I guess we'll see. Let's see what happens in the next week. I got Zelda 2 more times. We got Street Fighter 6 this weekend, and then over the weekend we're all going to sit down together and try to make this determination. Do I try Diablo, or do we keep going with Zelda? And we have to make that decision. And my audience is split. My audience is not in agreement. Right now, people in the chat are in disagreement. They are. It's going to be a tough decision, man. See, look at this. Oh my God, people just right now in chat. I got 2 or 3 people saying, we love Zelda. We were already in Zelda. Keep going with Zelda. You can't put Zelda on the shelf. And then you got someone else. Oh, I changed my name on YouTube to say The Buy-In. My name is literally now The Buy-In, and I'm buying into Diablo, and I'm here for it. And DZ Abe did a super chat. Diablo would be lit. It would be lit. So it's like...
What a fucking cunt. Holy fuck. Wait for it. Hold on. We might get a good frame out of this. We might get a good frame. So, let's explore, shall we? Look at the fucking the sneaky stare. Let me sneakily stare. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Jesus fucking Christ. What in the fuck are we looking at here? You know what? Nah, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not even gonna fucking bother my arse with a fucking try and make a thumbnail of that crap. We'll just crack on with the bingo.
I don't know. Magic 8 Ball. Will we be able to come to a definitive conclusion on what to play by early next week?
But wait a second, Phil. You never fed the Magic 8 Ball $8. You're going to break it.
Don't count on it. Son of a bitch! Alright. Well, guys, let's continue to think about this. I guess also it'll be depending on how today and tomorrow go in Zelda, right? If we have a really great time in Zelda and we're making great progress or whatever, it might make more sense to continue with Zelda in the short term. What if I could beat Zelda in a week or two, right? And then we could finish Zelda by the middle of June, and then we could actually focus heavily on Diablo later. Maybe we should do that. And you know, there is another factor to all this that I haven't even discussed yet. Are you ready for this? Final Fantasy 16 comes out the 3rd week of June. I think it's June 21st or 22nd, right? When that comes out, you know that's going to be the game everyone wants to see, right? You know that. That's a huge thing. How can I also be playing Diablo and Zelda while I'm playing Final Fantasy 16? Yes, that's true. Jasper, this is it. I'm turning Jasper into a machine gun. He keeps jumping on me. Stop jumping on me, you nut. You're not going to sit on my lap today. I keep telling you, you can't sit on my lap when I'm streaming. Absolutely not. In bed, he sometimes snuggles and stuff. That's okay. But not when I'm streaming. Okay. Do I like banana peppers? I actually do like banana peppers. I have no idea why someone just asked me that, but I do like banana peppers. Okay. All right, guys.
Hold on. Is that... Hold on. Hold on. Technically it is food talk, but was it intentional bait food talk? Mind you, somebody asked Phil without even giving him money, and he chose to answer it. We'll count it. strange as it is, that is food talk, and that is a full house because we've got a freeze fight as well. We have a full house. 2 days in a row, we have full houses. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We don't even need to worry about the rest of the stream. We can just bail. I mean, screw Phil and this crappy fucking... I don't care about the rest of the fucking shit. I don't care about his fucking animations. I don't care about fucking everything else. I'm done. Okay. I am going to take you guys to the fucking intro screen because I need to set up the wheel to pick a winner, okay? So you guys enjoy the wee intro screen. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, however, to fucking update the list of potential bingo winners, okay? So just give me a few minutes, okay guys, and then we'll pick a winner. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages and all that jazz. We have the list of bingo people updated and ready to be spun. I have added the 2 most recent names I saw, which included Icebread. Everyone, Icebread asked at the start of the stream, how do you get your name added to the list of potential winners? We told them how to fucking... We told them how to fucking do it. And lo and behold, their name is included in the list of 180. There's 182 different possible winners here. Hold on, did I update this list? Yeah, Derek's gone. Cool. No more Derek. Cool. So let's just give us a wee shuffle. Quick wee shuffle. And then we will pick our next bingo winner. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully it could be one of you guys. There's also a chance it could go directly to Jasper's Angels, because they are on the board as well. They have 4 different entries on this board. So spin, 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 spin. So shuffle even. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. And let's spin. Good luck. Mr. Differently Abled has won. Congratulations to Mr. Differently Abled. I think they won actually before as well. I think they won. Am I wrong in thinking that? I think they won like a month or 2 ago. The luck's on their side, I guess. Mr. Differently Abled, you have won today's bingo draw, so congratulations. And yeah, get in touch with me later on. We can determine, you know, your prize and let me know what you want. So there we fucking go. But there we go. I know some people are going, I do not remove names. If people win and they fucking defy the odds to somehow win again, then fair play to them. But I don't remove names just because you fucking win. You know what I mean? If you win twice, then fucking well done to you. You're a jamhead bastard. But congratulations. But yeah, Mr. Differently Abled has won today's bingo. Congratulations to them for that. So, I am going to wrap things up there, guys. A shorter bingo today, but we got a full house and we were able to just fucking get the hell out of here now and enjoy the rest of our Tuesday. I'll be back on Thursday for some more DSP Bingo antics. Remember, Thursday's bingo will be sponsored by the mad bald lad Prophet. He is offering Street Fighter 6 for a full house bingo. Imagine that guy. Imagine winning some money for watching DSP as well as getting a free copy of Street Fighter 6. That is potentially what can happen to you guys on Thursday. So don't miss out on fucking bingo on Thursday, and thanks again Profits for sponsoring Thursday's bingo shenanigans. But also, that's 2 days away. Until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy your Fool's Day off on Wednesday as well. Enjoy your Wednesday and doing whatever you want to end up doing there. I'll see you all on Thursday. Until then, guys, I'm going to end how I always end, by playing Pixar Animations' Amazing Me video, Notorious P.I.G. contributions. So, until Thursday, I'll catch you all later. Peace out.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30 and says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money, when you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky, and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that, in an instant.